Hello guys and welcome to episode 35. I have to be honest, it's been about 6 days since I've recorded an Ymir episode, and the reasoning is I'm losing motivation, guys. I'm just that good. No, joke aside, it's because there's just been a massive stalemate on the server where I've got as much money as I want. I literally can't do anything more than money I've got. I had 63,000 when I logged on, and I'm not earning any more money because I don't have any bothering to like manage my places. If I look, like I've probably got so much stuff in stock, like 552 iron I've got here, like all my stocks are just full. Like 1,000 hose here. I've got 1,000 saws. So all my stocks are full. Because my stocks are full, I can't then buy stuff in. I can't export stuff. So that's why my money sort of stagnated around 63,000 coins. But if I wanted to and was on this every single day, min-maxing it like a bit like I was more earlier in the series, like a week or two ago, I'd probably be at about 80,000 coins, something like that. And I've also been spending constantly current projects. So if you look at the amount of projects, I just want to go through some of these because a lot of these are new to me now. So actually, innovations, amazing. If you're ahead in the game like I am, or like the Carrios or anyone like that, these new features called the innovations, where you put some of your workers on. Remember, only do it if you've got paid researchers. Otherwise, you're going to lose so much economic produce. But with the paid research social one on, it means that the workers still do their job, but you just have to pay coins to make them do the research. So you can see 82 coins here per economic cycle for metallurgic. But I've unlocked loads. I've unlocked cataliers from this. So that's paddock level 4, and which I can actually use. Paddock level 4 and cattle farm level 4, I just need 4 horses. So I can actually research this one and get the paddock level 4 and all of that. I've unlocked loads of ones that are philosophers, geometry, metrology. Look through here. I've got cuirasses I've unlocked through doing the military innovation. So I've actually unlocked cuirasses and heavy helmets through doing this. So I'm close now to being able to make the hoglites. I've unlocked scale armor, not through that, but through one of my neighbors. Scale armor is used for, I think, cataphracts. I've unlocked plow through agriculture innovation. So I can't even use this one yet. Level 4 farms, you actually need steel. We only have saws. We can't actually make this one yet. Algebra, another one I've unlocked. Again, philosophers, I can't use that one. Hand looms I got from someone on the server. So yeah, you can see these innovations have been really, really good. So I'm actually going to get them back on. Again, get them all on. Military, use the blacksmiths to get them all on. So yeah, they're definitely worth it. So that's why also my money hasn't been as good, because I've been spending a lot of my coins on this. But I've hit that point, guys, where the only way I could make progress on the server is to war people. And I said to myself, and I'm pretty sure I said earlier in the series, I wanted to keep this peaceful as a peaceful peaceful city builder series for this playthrough, and that's what I've done. The only troops I've got are all defensive. They're all just militias, and all the equipment I've got is in case someone decided to war me. As you can see, I've got 200 shields, 155 flight helmets, 165 spears, 300 armor, 300 spears, 200 shields. So I've got lots of equipment ready if someone was to war me, but no one obviously has. And there's no way in a million years I could win a war against these guys. Even if I went for regional administration and had 3 extra pumped up cities with 300 spearmen in each city, there's no way I could win against these guys. Because even, again, with camel pigs, again, let's say I had 200 camel pigs, I couldn't win against these guys because they're so far away from me. So by the time I'd taken over Front and Haman, even though I don't want to, but let's say I was invading them, by that time, the 2 Carrios, who's still the best players on the server, they would have 1 million camel pigs, and I'd be in their land. They could kill my armies, and then because they're all one nation, they don't get any movement penalty to moving through their land. I get the opposite. I get a massive movement penalty for moving through their land, so they just decimate me. I don't have any walls in any of my cities, but if I was to go through that way of wanting to win, it would have to be, yeah, through the war. So that's what I wanted to speak about in this episode, is what really I could have done differently, because I'm not treating this as an end episode. I probably will make 1 or 2 more episodes after this. We're now at a point, yeah, the game feels like it's close to the end. Score-wise, only halfway there, 421 victory points. You need to remember 1,000, so we're probably quite a long way off. And they're not close to getting the domination, so they're not going to get that plus 100. You can see we're actually in 6th place, and we're about to usurp the now dead Iron Mars tribe, or Swinnersan tribe, to become 5th place, so the 5th biggest faction on the server. By score, we're still the 3rd biggest solar nation, and the 3rd biggest nation. So we're actually 3rd biggest solar nation and 3rd biggest nation. So we are We are doing good. But yeah, where I could have done better, not better, but where I could have actually done to win is all through war. So in terms of what I have done, not much really. New Hope is sort of capped at about 167 people just because I haven't bothered to develop it. You can see here that there's going to be a major demand for all the food types which I'm not fulfilling. There'll probably be loads of homeless people because I haven't built any houses. But what I did do was build 2 new countrysides purely supplying food. So you can see here we're getting 22.6. So I've, funnily enough, named chickpea side the one where we produce all our lettuce, and lettuce side the one where we produce all our chickpeas. But we see we produce 40 chickpeas. So we're earning a lot of money from selling. Well, actually, chickpeas is still in huge demand. Lettuce isn't. So I probably should just focus on the lettuce actually. But that's what I've done there. Because that was with, I managed to get this to a village, which I managed to do that. We've got 12 civ points. I just haven't spent, again, I haven't been playing, so there's nothing really to spend them on, but all the economic things, so upgrading saws, we've got 1 million saws. I don't need more saws. We don't need more copper ore. We've already got loads of money. I don't need to get more military equipment. I've already got loads. So the only things I could spend that on, and I don't want to go for wheat, because actually, like I said, why would I go for wheat when actually I can still supply all of this chickpeas? So wheat's not an interest. That then means flour's not an interest. So the bread and the flour's not an interest. I don't really have anything else to spend it on apart from maybe, again, if I was going for a war playthrough, again, this is where it's backing up the war side, I could start going for stuff like scale armor to get cataphracts. I could go into cuirass to get my hoglites made. I could go into heavy helmet again for my hoglites. So really, everything is pointing towards war as like this late game decider, because I'm not going regional administration, because if you look at New Hope, even though New Hope's got 167 workers, it only has 300 wealth. Yet Rocktown has 2,200 wealth with 400 workers. So you can see we've got about half the workers. Oh, wrong place. We've got about half the workers, yet we've got 10% of the wealth, which clearly shows we're just not producing any wealth there from our jobs. And that's because there is no jobs to put them in. However, if you're going for war, what do you need in war? You need equipment. Where are you going to get that equipment? We can either buy it from the market, where it's extremely expensive and in short supply. If we have a look at the market, battle axes 5 at 30 coins. If you want to buy metal shields, 35 at 10 coins. So there are all these things, but they're quite expensive on the market. Not saying I can't afford them, but they're expensive. So I'd create jobs making the equipment in my own places. That creates loads of jobs with high wealth. I then need metals to make the equipment. I then have to have all my smithies all back open. I open loads of new smithies. I open loads of new charcoal makers. You see the economic development you get just by needing metal shields, metal helmets. You've created the jobs needing the metal shields and metal helmets. You've created the jobs needing the metal smithies. You've created the jobs needing the charcoal. And that it creates this huge chain of jobs that you need. All of these you're earning tax from. All of these you're producing wealth from. That then, the wrong one. If you look at New Hope, that keeps pushing and pushing and pushing up the wealth, drives up your prices because the people are more wealthy, so they can buy more. So you make huge profits off of simply buying in your own metal equipment. War equipment. Like a bit controversial, but a bit how the USA does it. The USA profited majorly off of World War II. I know the British were still paying off their debts to America into the 21st century from World War II, from all the Sherman tanks and all the equipment that the Americans sold to the British. This will be in a more internal situation, but you can have a war economy by providing yourself with so much wealth and so many jobs by simply providing your own equipment. Then, when you go to war, you need to deploy loads of troops. You can see here, the territories have this limit. So even though we've got 373 fighting males, you can only actually deploy 176 of them before the territory starts to take a penalty. Oh, sorry, not the territory, your formation takes a penalty. So what that happens is if we go over 176, we don't have enough people to support that, which means your army starts to dwindle. So let's say you deployed 200 soldiers. Because you're over that limit, your army would still use up a job, but actually just deletes itself almost. So you'll say you've got 200 soldiers, but actually only 176 are fighting. So it's basically, this is your hard cap, it's 176. So if we then went to war, and I raised up all my troops to this number, we then lose a load of jobs. So it then goes back to this point of, well, suddenly New Hope has, 70 less jobs. Sorry, all these cities have 70 less jobs, or in this case 176 less jobs, we need to offset a lot of our production to our other cities. So where in Castel, let's say I needed to get rid of, if you look at artisans, our major thing, 60 artisans, because we needed to supply these jobs. All I need to do is then just put those same jobs back in New Hope. And if I had regional administration, so I have 2 new cities here and here, these 2 cities, then also build loads of leather tanneries, build loads of butchers, because all the countryside will have the same amount of jobs. All those buffalo coming in, I just switch them to where they're going. So to see what I mean was if we went to war, we can really, really make use of those regional administration new cities by having the jobs just offset to them. That then means that we can deploy, let's say, 500, 600 spearmen, and we're still keeping up the same economic output as we were before. If we didn't have those spearmen, all we'd find is these 3 cities, these regional administrated cities, would just have 300 people, yet no useful jobs, exactly like New Hope. You see, we are in a situation, as I've been saying, that actually if we went to war, it would be the absolute most profitable thing for us, because we could provide all the equipment ourselves, because we have all the metals, we have all the copper, all the iron. I could make all the equipment I wanted. Because I believe that you can make all the bronze equipment, so the bronze shields and the heavy helmets and all of that, actually out of metal. Let's just try it. I don't really care about... I need to buy some... Is there any bronze on sale, actually? Bronze, there isn't, so I can't actually quickly try that. That's annoying. Battle axes. Let's try Rocktown. So, again, I don't need battle axes. This is because I don't really care at this point. So just for experimenting. Let's get this. Start this. Battle axe only 250. We'll haste that up. And let's have a look. So battle axes, I know you can make with bronze, but can you make battle axes with iron? I'm 99% sure you can. But if we come into, I think it's Rocktown here that I selected. I hope it is Rocktown. We can then see if this is what it is. Okay, so we're in Rocktown. You can see in Rocktown, all my houses are upgraded. But let's look at the stock situation. This is probably where, yeah, all our stocks are absolutely filled to the brim. You can see all my warehouses here are all filled. So that is why we're losing so much money, is because everything new we produce is just instantly deleted, and everything we buy in is instantly deleted. So again, I just haven't been managing this place in the last 5 or 6 days. But let's have a look at the weapon makers. So we've now got battle axes. Here we go. Iron. And if we have a look at iron, it's 0.4 iron compared to 0.7 copper and 0.4 bronze. So actually, iron, again, you can make all your equipment out of it. Light helmets, you can make out of iron. So yeah, yeah, every single military equipment you can make out of every single metal. So what that means is we produce all our own copper and all our own iron. We actually mine it ourselves, we don't just buy it in off the market. So again, we could have all these jobs making us equipment. So because of that, we could have, let's say, I don't know, 100 jobs making all our equipment, pumping it all out. We need scale armor, we need helmets, we need heavy helmets, we need padded armor, we need spears, we need cuirasses, metal shields, all of these things, but we get it all pumped out. And once we need to switch the workers to soldiers, we then just offset the jobs to the other territories. So yeah, that is what I would have done. So what I'm going to think about in the next playthrough is I want to go to win. I've never ever gone for an Ymir game to try to win. I've always sort of like played around, had a little bit of fun. But now I feel like I'm in a position where I don't want to have another series where it's just a peaceful city builder, because you've seen that a million times now. You've seen that on many other people's playthroughs, you've seen that on my 2 series, and I always want to try and put to what I've learned to the test. I don't care if maybe it goes horribly wrong and we lose, that's all part of the fun. It's just the fact that I want to try something new. So this is more of an update video after quite a while. I know you're probably watching this where the videos are coming out every single day, but yeah, it's been about 5 or 6 days since I've last played. And like I said, I don't think there's much more I can do. I don't want to invade my neighbours on this one because it's a bit futile. All that's going to happen is I'm going to get destroyed. It would mean, though, that I get to experiment a bit with the war mechanics, but I'd feel a bit bad, to be honest with you, because I've gone through this playthrough where they've both been quite friendly to me. So I feel a bit mean trying to take them on. But again, like I said, it would be a good way to experiment with the military mechanics on an actual video setting. But there's not very much more to talk about. All I wanted to talk about was how I would win in this situation, how I could have won. And it's simply war economy. All the metals we produce ourselves, we can make, because even if we went to war and we can buy in our ores, I know I buy a lot in from the carrier nation, we'd obviously cut trade with all of them. So by doing that, I'd have to rely on my own ores, which is iron and copper, but I've got plenty of them. So I think that is it, guys. There's not much more to talk about. You can see here, 4,200 stone. We've got just loads of crab. We've got loads of clay here. Like, yeah, I haven't really been working on it. And I think this probably will be one of the last episodes I record, because now we're just waiting on stuff like all of these geometry things. We're waiting on philosophers, and there's just no sign of the plaster tech. We can see here there's no plaster on the markets. There's no plaster in my knowledges, so we can't actually make any of these philosopher buildings to actually get these new techs. And while yes, we can go to the Steel Age, there isn't really again like much more to that. We'd get the steel infantry units, but I'm not going to war. So if this is the last video you see on the channel for this series, then thank you so much for watching the series. I've really, really enjoyed recording it, even though it's been a bit of a quieting down period in these last 5 days. The series as a whole, I've learned so much. I'm so excited to start a new series in the future, maybe a bit later than I first anticipated, maybe 3 or 4 months time from this episode. From when this episode comes out, you might see it as only like a month's time, I don't know. But I'm really excited to do some more series on this game, put what I've learned in this series to the test in a new series, maybe even some war, I don't know. But if you do see more videos on this, then ignore this message. Hey guys, thanks a lot for watching, thanks a lot for supporting the channel, and I'll see you, and I see ya.